This is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only Mr. Eric Roberts.
How are we, pal?
How are you? What is going on? Tell me what you're up to today.
Today's a day off for me, which are rare. I'm at home. I slept till 9 a.m. this morning, which I never do, and I got up, had a big breakfast, watched some old football games that I've had TiVo'd that I haven't had time to watch, and just stuff like that. Just boring catch up stuff that I like doing.
Listen, I need a boring catch up day, so I am so jealous of you. The last catch up day I had, I just watched you and my friend Chris Baker's The Estates. So,
that was a fun one.
Good movie, right?
Thank you. That was a fun one to make.
It was a very good. So I'm like, it was a great movie. So listen, when you look back at 1977, when you got your start on Another World, almost 5 decades ago, does that seem like, do you have vivid memories of that? Or does that just seem like, who was that guy and what was that?
I do. It's very specific because I was bad on the soap opera in 1977. And then I was bad again in like 1999, whenever Paul Rouse called me to come back. I'm just bad on soaps because of the technique in acting, the studying, getting ready to perform. It's a soap opera technique. I'm not good at it. I'm not good that way. I'm not a good actor in that method of getting ready to do it. I'm just not good at it. And I never was, and I never got good at it. I think I'm a fine actor, but not on soaps. Not on soaps, dude.
How are soaps different? Is it just like the speed of it or just the...
Well, you can call it the speed of it, but it's the lack of time to just wallow in it privately. So how am I going to play this? You don't have that time. You do not have that time. It has to all be instinctive. I'm not good that way. I'm an old homework guy, and I'm just not good at it. And I always felt unprepared.
Well, you're good at a lot of other things. I mean, lots of people spend their whole careers like trying to get, to break through and to be nominated for certain awards. Like here you are, like right out of the gate, like King of the Gypsy, Star 80, Runaway Train. You get nominated for Golden Globes and Academy Awards. Like, were you like, did you appreciate that at that time? You know what I mean? Like sometimes you work 50 years, 30 years for that. And then you're like, finally, you had it early in your career. Like, did you realize what these great honors were? You did?
Oh, I did. Sure. In fact, at my first Golden Globe table, I was nominated for Best Newcomer. And there was an actor there, an English actor, and he said, he glanced at me when they announced all the nominees, and he said, "I think we have a winner here," indicating me. I lost to Brad Davis for the drug movie. What was that great movie? Anyway, I lost to Brad Davis, who won Best Newcomer, and so from that moment on, I wanted to win a trophy because I lost my first time out. So, I want to win one of these. So I've always wanted to win one and never have.
Well, you've been working, right after that, you were working so much in the 80s and 90s, which continue to today. But, like Pope of Greenwich Village, Nobody's Fool, Raggedy Man, Coca-Cola Kid. Like, what was that time like in the 80s and then like into the early 90s? I mean, you were so busy.
Well, from 1978, when I made my first movie, King of the Gypsies, to 1993, I made maybe a movie a year. That's how we did it then. And then they take away film and they give us HD. So everything that took 3 months takes literally 3 days, not 3 weeks, 3 days. It went from 90 days to 3 days, almost literally. I'm exaggerating a little bit maybe, but not a lot. And and you also didn't need experts. You didn't need good keys, good leaders of every department, because every department was easier now. It was easier, and everybody was their own like studio. If they could just afford to buy a camera, they became their own studio. So what happened with me is they started calling me directly. And my wife said, we're getting all these offers every single day. Do you want to go do this? I said, yeah, let's go do this. So we went around the world 2 or 3 times together. Then she got bored doing it. She stays home now and sends me on my own. And I get a lot of offers because everybody's a studio, and I get them from all over the world.
Wow.
And I say yes a lot.
You say yes a lot, yes. Which there's nothing wrong with that. We're going to talk about that in a second. I am an avid traveler before COVID. I've been to like 55 countries.
Oh,
Do you
cool.
have a favorite place you've been when you've been working?
It depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about history and food, of course, it's Rome. If we're talking about privacy, it's Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. It all depends on what you're after, because there's all kinds of places, that are good for all kinds of things. But as far as one place being it, I don't know. I love my home.
It's so funny. I say all the time, like Rome is one of my best food vacations. Like if you really want to get into the food, Rome is one of my favorites. I cannot agree more.
Rome and New Orleans, pal. That's where you go for food.
That's like another one. Well, in the 80s and like some into the 90s, like, look, you've been very open, that is, you were working all the time. It was the 80s, that's when you got into drugs and, no shade or any shame there. You've been very open about it. Like, what was that like? I mean, I'm picturing, it's the 80s and, there's Coke everywhere on a movie set. Like, this is where my mind goes. And look, no one says no to the actor, the star, right?
No, it was a drug a society then. It was a cocaine society. Everybody from the executive producers to craft service were doing that drug on movie sets, and to the point where when you arrived on a set, they would send you to the prop truck where they would have all these mirrors and all these lines out, and everybody would like come and go all day and do cocaine. I was very lucky. I can't talk when I do cocaine. I just can't speak properly. So I can't do it while I work. So I would wait until after work to partake, which would take my evening away. But anyway, those were those days. But it was insane. Everybody was doing that drug. Yes.
That's kind of what I picture. So like, I know, you had like certain arrests and like then this car crash and, listen, again, like, so what, I mean, the car crash wasn't the end for you. You kept going. So like,